Kia ora tātou, ko Herikimata toku maunga, ko Tainui toku waka, ko Kawa toku marae, no Rangiahua hau, ko Ngātiwai toku iwi, ko Michelle toku ingoa. Greetings all. My mountain is Herikimata, my waka is Tainui, my meeting house is Kawa, Flat Island is where I was raised, my tribe is Ngātiwai, my name is Michelle. I come from a small remote 180 hectare island which is part of Great Barrier Island in the Hauraki Gulf in New Zealand. The island has sustained my family for many generations. I grew up on this small island with only my parents, 6 siblings, my granddad and my auntie Seni. Sustainability was just an everyday part of life, even though I didn't know it as a child. Now that I'm older and leading my own life away from the island, living in a city in another country, I truly appreciate the life I had on the island. We lived by seasons. There was really no other choice. My parents bottled peaches during peach season. We grew our own organic fruit and veggies. The main vegetable was kumara, or sweet potato. We would harvest it once a year. We stored it in a cool dark room and it would last us until the next harvest. We use a diesel generator for our electricity. It would only be turned on at night for a few hours. We eventually bought solar panels to utilize the power of the sun, and we had a windmill for when there wasn't any sun. Having the windmill and the solar panels really cut back a lot of our generator use. Our water comes from the ground, and the only time we had the generator on during the day was to pump the water into a holding tank. We had to be efficient with our water use because of the effort, the time and the fuel it took to pump the water. Living on an island surrounded by the ocean, we were obviously spoiled and surrounded by a lot of kai moana, or seafood. We would go diving for kina and pawa. We had oysters, mussels, crayfish, and lots of fish. My dad taught us to only catch what we needed so we would never overfish, especially in our favourite fishing and diving spots. My dad is a crayfish fisherman. The crayfish season starts in July in the middle of winter, and it can run right through until February. The pay is only seasonal, and it's only when Dad can get the crayfish to the fisheries, depending on the weather. So my parents really had to make the most of the money when they got it. One of the things they did was buy in bulk, so it limited the amount of times that they had to go to Auckland to do the shopping. We really lived off the land. We made do with what we had. A lot of the natural resources we needed were used sparingly. We did our best to be sustainable, but just out of necessity. And living off the grid is not easy. It's a lot of hard work, but in the end it's worth it. The kai moana is still plentiful. My parents are still pumping water from the ground. And the garden has shrunk a bit because it's now only my parents and my younger sister on the island. There are many things I try to do in my daily life to be sustainable. I've learnt to buy seasonal fruit and veggies. One thing I need to work on is to bottle fruit and make chutneys and jams. I try to save power as much as I can, and I'm always conscious of how much water I'm using. My sustainable goal that I want to work on this next year is to find a way to grow my own veggies in a rental just until I can buy my own home.